it out. We've got something going on down there. Let me just make sure that everything is set for the live chat. Yes, we're good. Oh, right, let's get cozy. How is everybody? I hope everyone's good. There's a bit of a lag there, right? So we're getting warmed up now. All right, let's see. 192 people in the chat. Awesome. And 100 thumbs up. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Right, we're just going to wait for people to turn up because we're trying to do this live and we want to make sure people don't miss anything. So well done to everyone who's turned up on time. And you guys who turned up late, tut, tut, tut. Right. How is everyone? I hope you're all well. We're just going to drop into the chat right now. And we're going to be getting into some serious stuff real soon. All right. So we're just waiting for a few of you guys to turn up. Looking good. Before I go any further, can people give me a heads up on the audio and visual? That'd be really cool. So yeah, it's always nice to get that sort of relayed back. So yeah, we'll wait and see. I know that one's doing. All okay, 5x5, engineered to succeed. Good to see you. Awesome. Wildwood Weeds, loud and clear. Right, thank you very much, guys. We're clean and we're green and we're going live. Yes, sir. Right, let me see. Right, I'm just going to say this quickly because I do know a lot of people watch this on the replay, okay? At the most, we've had like 1,300 plus in the chat at any one time, which is insane. Sometimes there's gone over 4,000 messages put into this chat. And on the biggest replay so far, we've had 82,000 video views. Okay, so a lot of people watch on the replay. You guys are awesome who made it to the live chat right now. I know everyone's busy and winter's coming and we need to do a lot of things. Okay, so I do appreciate your time in coming here and tuning in and putting your input into the chat. It really, really is important, okay, for what we're trying to do here on the live streams here in the UK. So if you're watching on the replay right now, if you don't already know, if you're new, this is my main job now and I do rely on donations. So if you can, it really, really helps. The link is below the video, 2 different ways that you can donate on the replay. If you're watching live and you feel that you can help, it really, really does make a huge difference. There is super chat, super stickers, and all that sort of good stuff. All right. And because of the volume of the traffic, already we're coming up to nearly 500 people in the chat. We've only been 3 minutes. So this is going to be a big live stream. Okay. There's been a lot of research gone into this, and it follows on from a 2.5 hour conversation with a current serving police officer. Also, I've been chatting to another current serving police officer here in the UK, and the similarities are uncanny, even though they're both at different parts of the UK. So that led me on to a 6-hour research day today and looking into what they've been telling me, and it's scary, the stuff I've been uncovering. Okay, so it's all going to be coming good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give loads of reasons which is going to be leading up to what some believe the possibility of a civil war. I know it sounds crazy, but guess what? Everyone thought people walking around with masks and getting this done would be crazy and standing 2 meters apart. Things do happen, and they have happened, and it has happened before here in the UK. So we're going to come on to that a bit later on in the live stream. So yeah, thanks everyone for hitting the thumbs up. That's cool. And also, if you're watching on the replay, there's going to be a YouTube premiere tomorrow night on Saturday night, just before 8 o'clock in the evening. So there will be a live chat available when that premiere airs. And if you really want to have a bit of a chill and a bit of a laugh, okay, you're going to see me in the woods doing a cowboy camp coffee setup, okay? And it's some good laughs in there, all right? So if you want to step back away from all this madness, what's going on in the world, tomorrow night, live premiere, okay, about 8 o'clock. So make sure you're there for that one. Also, I'm going to try my best to squeeze in the giveaway that I've done, the 70,000 subscriber giveaway, okay? So there's going to be that draw over this weekend. I can't tell you exactly when. I've got a very busy schedule, and I'm doing survival courses on Monday and Tuesday at the bug out. So I'm really flat out. So I'm going to try my best to do that draw, because you guys, there's been a lot of people entered. And if you are unaware, I did get hacked and scammed. I've blocked 5 fake accounts trying to get details from people saying that they've won. Okay. But what I might do in future giveaways is I'm actually going to say, look, if there's any trolls in the comments, ignore all of them. Like I said, the draw is going to be this weekend, probably this Saturday or Sunday, okay? So apologies to any of you guys who fell for it and gave details to these scammers. I do apologise, but it's out of my hands, unfortunately. So that had to be said. Right, that's the first little note gone. I couldn't forget to say that. So, yes, description box below. If you haven't done so already, I urge you to go down there and check the links, because there's been some new links added, all right? So one of them is the mailing list. If you haven't signed up to the mailing list already, I really advise that you do, because I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be doing these live streams on YouTube, purely because of the content, okay, and what you can say and what you can't say. So yeah, the mailing list, that will enable me to keep in contact with you guys and try and get content to you in another format, but I'm always thinking ahead, all right? So what we're going to do now is we are going to find out where exactly you guys are from, okay, because there's new people coming and everyone loves to know where everyone is, all right? So you haven't got to be exact. I'm in mid Wales, okay? So where are you guys from? Where are you tuning in? Now, we get people from the live chat all the way around the world, so now's your chance to shine. Where are you guys from today? Look, me have a look. Shropshire, look at Norfolk, Yorkshire, Kent, from Paul in Dorset, USA. Never look back. Cool. Inverness in Scotland. I've been up there. Nice part of the world. Peterborough, sunny South Wales. Really? Okay. Kansas, USA. Awesome. Welsh Valleys. East Ayrshire, Scotland. Scottish Urban Prepper. Hi. Also, some of you moderators, the new moderators who have just come on, I would urge you, if it's okay, to try and be a little bit lighter, not so heavy with people, what they can and can't say. Also, moderators, don't use the C word that begins with D, which happened in 2020. Please do not type that, okay, on the chat, because it's happened before. That appeared a few times and the video got instantly removed from YouTube. So moderators and anyone else, don't use the C word. You all know what I'm talking about, okay? Also, swearing, bad language isn't tolerated. If you really had to, you can star out the names, and that will ensure that the moderators leave you alone. If you start doing full-on swear words and being really bad and disrespectful, you're going to be put in a sin bin, okay? Now, let me tell you, especially the girls on here, the moderators don't take no mess, okay? So let's keep it nice, polite, and clean, and we should all have a good time. The way I see it is, just pretend that you're in a pub and you're speaking to someone you've never known. You're not going to go straight up to them and start swearing and being horrible to them, okay? You wouldn't do it face to face, so you should not do it just because you're behind the keyboard. There we go. So there you go, moderators. Thanks very much for taking part in this epic live stream. South Wales, let me see. Mississippi, USA, Isle of Harris. Wow. This is awesome. Nottingham, someone's on Mars. Well done. Someone's still on the moon. Bonkers. You guys, I don't know what you've been doing. Maybe it's been a long week and you're kicking back somehow. So yeah, we currently have 633 people in the chat. If you could just drop out and hit the thumbs up, that would really, really help, because the more people get to see this video, the more thumbs up there are. Okay, so loads of people get to see exactly what you're typing in the comments. And you've only got to do it once. It takes 2 seconds. So yeah, appreciated. Everyone hitting the thumbs up. Really cool. Maryland, USA, Costa Rica, Wigan. Well, we really have got people from around the world. Bodmin, nice. Someone's in Belmarsh. I really don't believe that. I'm sorry. Mind you, I suppose in prisons these days, it's more like hotels. So maybe they've got internet and stuff. Who knows? Hey, let me see. South London in the house. Looking good. Prepper Granny, hi. I'm glad you can make it. And yeah, anytime we need to drop out, it's fine. You know, I know what's going on with what's going on in your world. So it's absolutely fine. Wow, look at this. Belgium, awesome. Shetland, East Sussex. That's really cool. That's really, really cool to see. So Bishop Auckland. Bishop Auckland. I urge you to watch a film called The Captain's Tale with Dennis Waterman. Bishop Auckland is mentioned in that throughout. It's a real cool film. Anyway, right. So what we're going to do now, fuel prices, okay? Diesel, okay? So how much are you guys paying for your diesel right now, today, wherever you are in the UK? So tell me how much diesel is and whereabouts you've seen it at that price. I'll tell you this much, it's currently at £1.90 a litre. So we're not too far away from that horrible £2 a litre thing, okay? It's bloody scary, it's bonkers, and like I sort of said on the last live stream, you know, when you start seeing like Brent and Crude top over, oh, look at that, see? Exactly. If people do the super chat or whatever it is, I can see it instantly. So if anyone really needs to say something, that is the quickest way to do it. Because as you can appreciate, there's only 700 people in here and the chat's going like this for me. So this is by reality check. Do you get useful information from this live stream? There is over 500 in here today. Let's help Funky keep making them. Absolutely, reality check. Thank you very much for that donation, sir. It's really appreciated. And yes, it's my job now, and it's the only money that I get, and it's looking scarce. Windsurfer, you're a light in the dark, brother. Thanks, dude. That's much appreciated. Seriously, seriously cool. Wow. So here we're looking at £1.90 in Surrey, £1.89 in Dorset, 197. Is that diesel? Wow. Nation fuel card account with UK Fuels, 177. I'm guessing that's petrol, but there we go. We're looking at diesel because diesel makes the country move. Thing is, the reason I focus on diesel is because lots of us preppers have 4x4s, lots of them run on diesel. But not only that, more importantly, every goods and services that get moved around the UK are predominantly run on diesel. Okay, so diesel prices do affect everything. Not so much petrol, but diesel really does. So if you can focus on putting diesel prices up, 186 in Edinburgh, it's £1.71 in Madrid. Wow. So well done for making the adjustments. We're saying that euros is pretty much the same as pounds now. So yeah, wow. 178, 197. So yeah, we're looking high again, guys. And what that's going to do is that's going to add onto all these notes. There's 5 pages of notes today. Okay, it's going to add into this thesis, as it were, about the possibility of a civil war. All right. Yeah, I know. It freaked me out when I was chatting to my friends today about it, because they're frontline police. They've been in the police for donkey's years, and they know more than most based on what they're seeing on the ground. Okay. So yeah, if you don't go out there and you don't see much, you're not going to know much. But let me tell you what these 2 police officers told me frightened the good Jesus out of me, to be honest. So I'm sharing what I know tonight, and we're going to see what you guys are seeing as we go through this live stream. So yes, it's looking 195 in Norfolk. Wow, that's not too far from £2. That's scary. It's not nice to see. Let me see. It's £1.05 in Russia from Chris Haddo. Are you actually in Russia, or did you hear that? Oh, I just saw Julie Breeden. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, wow. Can't go full screen because the chat obscures you. Ah, right. Are you watching on your phone? Or if you're watching on your phone, what I do is I'll tend to turn it sideways, well, normal portrait, and see it underneath. I've got on my laptop at the moment. I find it hard to read on the phone, to be honest. Julie, thanks ever so much for that donation. That seriously is appreciated. And yeah, a new moderator, same as the others there. You know, please really think about putting people in the sin bin. If they're being disrespectful and swearing, absolutely. If they're saying the C word, which happened in 2020, yeah, that has to be removed, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So there we go. Sin bin, I like that. Kenneth, yeah. Sin bin, that's an old ice hockey term. I was big into the LA Kings when I was in America. So yeah, another story. So, okay then. What we've done now, we've done the fuel prices, we've done your locations, we've got nearly 800 people in the chat. Wicked, thanks ever so much for joining, and we're going on to the markets. Now, markets are important, and we're focusing on commodities. So we're going to check live. I get my information from Markets Insider. You can see that online. Okay. Now these prices, they're changing now. If you can see what I'm seeing, there's red and green just flashing. The prices are changing. So I'm going to try my best to say what the price is the second it is. All right. So gold, we're looking at $1,655.11 for a troy ounce. Okay, that's marginally up. We're going to go down to silver. That's $19.30 per troy ounce. US dollars, obviously. And don't forget silver, guys. I know a lot of you stack like I do. And the spot price is nothing like what you buy online in the shops. And also there seems to be a big shortage of physical silver. Okay, I believe there's been a squeeze done. So what that means is lots of silver physically is currently unavailable. There is a delay. Okay, now that delay changes from day to day. Sometimes it's weeks or months. All right, so if you haven't got any physical silver, try your best to get some from somewhere, because the availability is going to go nuts. All right. Some say from November the 4th or the 4th of November, the prices of silver will rocket up until Christmas. Whether that's true, only time will tell. Okay, because the Bank of England are announcing their interest rates on the November the 4th, and there is speculations that they're going to possibly double, which is a bloody scary thing. Okay, whether it doubles or not, either way, it's going to be going up. All right, so interest rates are a scary thing and very real indeed. So we're going to go down to natural gas. That's currently at $4.95. Heat and oil is 100.39. Coal is still hovering around 270. Brent and crude, well, the differences are marginal. We're looking at $93, 33 cents a barrel on Brent. On the WTI, which is similar to crude, okay, it's a little bit cheaper than crude. We're looking at $85.20 a barrel. All right. So when that goes over $100 a barrel, be afraid, be very afraid. Okay. So we're going on to metals now. Aluminium. So I know some of you guys collect aluminium cans, turn them into money. Great idea. Good time to do it. Aluminium's gone up. It's currently at 2,209.70 per US ton. But let me see. Copper, that was jumping all over the place. That's currently at 347. Zinc, well, we're going to leave zinc. It's just bonkers. So we're going to go to agriculture. All right. So oats, 378. That's US per bushel. Corn, that's marginally up at 685 US per bushel again. Feeder cattle, that's very important. Now that has dropped marginally, which is a surprise. That's currently at 175. That's per pound US. Okay. Rice is important because most of us get rice in our preps. That's currently down at 1631. So yeah, whether that's going to reflect on what you see in the shops is another story. Soybeans very important in the commodity sector. So we're looking at 13.98 per bushel US. Okay, wheat is up 341.50. That's US per ton. And sugar, the world needs sugar whether you love it or hate it. That's at 0.18 per pound US. All right. So that is the latest on the markets. Okay. So we're going to go straight into it now. We've got 835 people in the chat. If you can hit that thumbs up, like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because there will be off-the-cuff updates coming up. And if you're not subscribed and you haven't checked that notification bell, you're going to miss the video. Okay. So let's start, shall we? Are we all sitting comfortably? Right, here we go. Let's go back into the chat. Okie dokie, there we are. Right, all good in the hood. UK Prepperman Chris, hi, another top moderator in the house. Awesome. So, right, food. I've broke this down into subcategories this evening, okay, because it all leads to what we're talking about in this video. So we're going to be covering food, energy, money, weather, the police and armed forces. Okay, so let's get started. Are you guys ready? Don't forget, you can always watch this on the replay. And Uncle Monty, thank you very much for that kind donation, sir. Here's some cash for some marshmallows. Maybe he's on about the fire. Let me see if I can just move that down a bit. There we go. Whew. I'll tell you what, it's a bit warm. I'm going to have a sunburnt arm soon. Right, okay, so food. Are you ready for food? Right, inflation, the 10.1%. It's the highest it's been in over 40 years, like we said on our last live stream. Rising costs of bread, cereal, meat, cheese, milk, and eggs. Okay, so if you use those products, which most of us do, let's be honest, okay, expect those prices to go up. Especially, as I said, when the Bank of England make adjustments on the 4th of November. Okay, so if you haven't done so already, now's a good time to start. Okay, like we always say, the price is always cheaper today than what it will be tomorrow. Okay, Claire, oh, thanks very much for your kind donation, my dear. I bought my nephews silver Britannias for Christmas and birthdays every year. Oh wow, no, there is a seriously switched on woman. Well done, you. Excellent job. I also buy second-hand silver jewelry from my own stash. Yes, very important. And silver jewelry is getting harder to find in charity shops now. I think a lot of people are getting clued up to this. So yeah, get what you can if you haven't done so already. Okay, 95 sterling silver is absolutely fine. Like the good lady said, you can absolutely trade that. Okay, and you know, if people think it's a scam or whatever, usually you've got like the numbers stamped in there and hallmarked. All right. So yes, back onto food. So yes, rising costs of bread, cereal, meat, cheese, milk, and eggs. All of those are going to be going up and continue to go up. All right. Also, these guys haven't been left alone. So we're talking takeaway food, cafes, coffee shops. A basic cup of coffee is apparently now an average at £4 for 1 cup of coffee. That's just basic standard milk coffee. None of that fancy stuff with the foam and the whatnot. Just basic white coffee. £4 a cup on average here in the UK, right here, right now. That's scary. Okay, it really is. So all the prices are rising due to energy costs. You remember when we said in recent live streams, the energy costs are seriously having a massive impact on goods and services and food and commodities here in the UK and no doubt around the world. Okay, so yes, in 12 months now, listen to this. This was a shock when I read this. In the last 12 months, right, low fat milk has gone up 42.1%. Okay, amazing. Kerry Marie, thanks for that super sticker. Thanks for that donation, my dear. It really, really helps. Like I said, this is my main job now, and I'm heavily reliant on anything donation-wise. Okay, so if you can't or you find it difficult to donate on the chat, there's a PayPal link below the video and coffee link as well. Very straightforward, very simple, and every single penny helps. Okay, because we need to try and get as much information out there as possible, and I want everyone to share this video so everyone gets the chance to get prepared, because we are looking at a seriously bad winter, guys, and I'm not exaggerating. All right, so margarine 30.5% up, whole milk 30.2% up. This is in 12 months. Okay, that's insane. That's unheard of. Jam as well, 28.1%. Butter has gone up 28% on average. All right, olive oil up 27.2%. Cheese, now who doesn't love cheese? 23.1%. I'm sure some of you guys who regularly buy cheese will have noticed the prices are going crazy. And as some of you seen, let me know in the chat right now if you've seen security stickers or tags on blocks of cheese in the supermarket. How bonkers. Who would have thought that? It's like I remember someone saying, oh, he doubts very much there's going to be a civil war. Well, fair enough, that's fine. But who would have thought there'd be a fake pandemic come up and everyone's got to stand 2 meters apart from each other, walk around little arrows in the floor and do as you're told, wear a little mask which doesn't do anything, and get all these experimental drugs, not the V word, okay? So who would have thought? Tactical, awesome, good to see you, sir. So yeah, who would have thought all of them things would have changed. Like I said when I was on National Geographic on the television on that documentary, just because it hasn't happened before doesn't mean to say it won't. And guess what? Things are changing. So yeah, if you think nothing's going to happen, everything's going to be fine, there's not much we can do to help, to be honest. So right, keeping on the theme of food, okay? Who has heard of the Trussell Trust? Now, some people might know. Before we do that, we're going to just see about the cheese, I think it was. Let me see. Tin dog food up 78%. Wow, I've got no animals here now, so oh blimey, that's a big rise, isn't it? We was considering getting a dog, but we are seriously put off by the vet bills and the price of food as well. But saying that, a long time ago, and some of you might be old enough to remember this, that most dogs and cats and stuff got fed on scraps. You know, no one really went out and bought tinned, you know, chemical food for their pets, but now they do. And look how often animals are sick, and look how much the vets are making. I'm just saying, go back to basics, okay? So we're looking, oh, look at that, Ryan Chunk. Thanks very much for that donation, sir. Awesome. I worked in a supermarket as a security guard for 5+ years. Security tags on cheese is normal. It's the most stolen item in the world. No way. Are you serious? Wow, dude. Well, if you're doing commercial and security, yeah, I was doing night guard and on property. But yeah, if you're on commercial, wow, that's insane. I could understand things like fillet steak and like expensive bottles of alcohol, fine, but cheese, wowee. But yeah, that surprised me when I went into supermarkets recently and I saw these big yellow security stickers, which incidentally come off very, very easily. Okay, lots of them are on the floor, so I don't think what they're hoping to achieve by spending that money on doing that. But yeah, security tags on cheese. Lots of you guys are saying that too. Amazing. Yes, right. Going back to the Trussell Trust. Now, who has heard of the Trussell Trust? Okay, let's have a little look and see what you guys. Be interesting to know. Right. So yeah, 990 people in the chat. That's very, very cool. If you can hit that thumbs up, it really helps. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell, because if you don't, you're going to miss out on some of these videos that I'm planning to do off the cuff, okay? There might just be a live stream for 10 minutes out of the blue. And if we're not notified, you're going to miss out, all right? So I really urge that everyone checks that they've got that notification bell ticked, because according to my YouTube analytics, there's a high percentage of subscribers that haven't got that bell ticked. So, and I do have messages from people saying they didn't get a notification for tonight's show and previous live streams. So please check that notification bell and the subscribe button is checked. So yes, moving along, the Trussell Trust. Right, I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. The Trussell Trust. Another donation. Oh my God, Stuart McAndrew, thank you very much. In for winter, use a carrier bag outside the window. Keep your food. Yeah, very good tip. Absolutely. Because when you think of a refrigerator, you're supposed to keep your food at 6 degrees. If your electricity gets cut off or you're not paying like I am, absolutely put it outside. So thanks for that, Stuart. Brett, keep it up, funky. Thanks very much, Brett. Really cool. The Trussell Trust, right? They support 1,300 food banks all over the UK. Okay, they make them happen. All right. Now, the scary thing is, right, they have launched an urgent appeal. And I remember reading in this report that they've used the term a soon army of new customers, should we say, going to get food from food banks. All right. So an urgent appeal. So when you see stuff like that being released in the press, that is something to seriously consider. Right, I need to get food before I can't afford it. It's that simple. If you don't eat, you die. I know it sounds drastic, but it's true. I didn't eat for 4 days, and I'll tell you what, after the 4th day, I was so weak, it's scary, all right? So, yeah, it does happen. So there we go. The demand is now outstripping donations, okay? So people are kindly donating whatever they can towards food banks, but the demand is so high now, okay, and we're not even in winter yet. This is just autumn, just starting now. So real winter, in my personal opinion, is January and February. That's when it gets really, really cold, okay? And this winter is exceptional, but we're going to come to that in the weather report later on, right? So yes, the demand is now outstripping donations with all food banks. And yeah, well done, 1,000 people in the chat. Thank you very much for joining on board. So yes, apparently the demand has gone up to 50%. 50%. So 50% more getting food from food banks. And they're struggling to get no donations. So what do you think in your mind is going to happen at some point? Okay, you really need to think about this. If you are not prepping or you're new to this, you really need to act fast, okay? Because there's going to come a point, especially after the 4th of November, like I said, everything's going to shoot up in price big time, okay? And just you watch. So yeah, you really do need to get your skates on. This is an urgent appeal to people to make sure that they've got food for their families for this winter, okay? The long run, yes, but just focus on getting through this winter because it's going to be a bad one. And I'm not spreading fear. It's the truth. It's happening everywhere. You've got to be blind not to see it, right? So yes, up to 50%, right, rise in people getting food from food banks now. That is unheard of, like I said. So they're expecting the worst winter. And this comes from the CEO, whose name is called Emma Reeve, by the way. So if you want to check that out, feel free. Go and read the report from the CEO of the Trussell Trust. You will see it in black and white all over the internet. It's only been a recent release, so it's new information. It's coming out. The bug out shop. Hello, Lee. It's 8:30. All right. I just don't want you getting told off by mum. It's very late, sir. Right. So yes, the Trussell Trust. So now we're going to be going on to energy. Now, this is a really, really sore subject. Also, before I forget, if people remind me, okay, just before, like a minute or so before 9 o'clock, just put loads and loads of bottles of beer all over the comments so I won't forget, okay? Because 9 o'clock, if you're new to this, we would like to share a drink together, okay? That's cool. Cheers if the moderators can keep an eye on that one. It really, really helps. Indeed, anyone. Wicked. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up, only half of you hit the thumbs up. So if you can, Tactical, thank you very much, sir. That's awesome. Yeah, tell people they need to hit the thumbs up because more people need to see this, all right? So energy bills are rising monthly. You know, when I said on the previous live stream that what was happening was every year, annually, right, you would see a change for energy costs, okay? Let me see, someone just, honestly, I can't miss these big colourful fizz. Viv B, $20. Wow. Hi from Minnesota, USA. Remember the folks who don't prep will be real danger. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Desperate people make desperate decisions. Good luck. Viv, thank you very much for that donation, my dear. It really, really helps. Like some of you are aware, I no longer have a job and I do rely on donations and money that I get from YouTube, which isn't that much, to be honest. So every penny really helps. It helps the cause going, and we need to keep getting this information out there. So yeah, thank you very much for that. That's awesome. So, like I said, energy bills, they were going up every year. Then they were going up every 6 months. Now they are, I'm not sure if I said it in stone, but they are strongly considering making it quarterly. So every 3 months, your energy bill will change. Now, I believe it's not going to stay the same. It's not going to go down. It's only going to go up, okay? Now, lots of you guys I know are nodding right now, okay? It's scary. It really, really is. But I found out today, right, and this is no BS, this is straight up truth, right? I found out that some electricity bills are going up every single month. Why? Anyone who has a smart meter, okay? Now, your smart meter, you're paying monthly, direct debit, probably. That seems to be the preferred, most accepted method of payment for energy companies, but that is changing, and I'll tell you why in a sec. Right, what you're doing with smart meters, it's giving them a live reading every second of the day. Okay, so they will send you a bill, or they will direct debit the money, shall I say, of what you've actually used that month. Now, I believe it was an estimated reading, but it's an actual usage reading, okay, which I struggle to believe, if I'm being honest, because I've got a smart meter. I had no idea until recently, until a few months ago, and I was livid, okay. I'm in a rented property, it's there, I want it out, okay, because like most of you guys, we are fully aware of the dangers of smart meters, okay, and the powers that they have to just literally just switch it off instantly, just like that, okay. So yes, it's very, very real. Excuse me. So yeah, every single month, because the wholesale energy prices are increasing, so will your energy price on every month, okay, if you have a smart meter. And I found that out today. I've been on the phone to my energy provider, and oh yeah, I really stood my ground, and in the end they cut me off. I wasn't loud, I wasn't rude, I wasn't discourteous, I didn't use any foul language, nothing at all, just straight, solid, basic, simple talk, okay. So that is what happened to me. So just to recap, I moved into this rented property in the middle of nowhere in the Welsh Mountains exactly 1 year ago on the 30th of October this month, which is only 10 days away or 9 days away. Okay. When I moved in, it was £27 a month. All right. That was SSE. Then it went up, I think it was April the 1st, April Fool's Day. It went up from £27 to £48. That freaked me out then, okay? It was supposed to be going up like everyone else's on the 1st of October. Mine went up on the 1st of September, a full month before, which made me think they owe me money now because they're naughty doing that. And that's a very mild term, naughty, okay? So then my energy bill, electricity only, because that's all we use, okay? We just use electricity, nothing else in this cottage, all right? Then it went up to £106 a month, okay? Then the next month after that, October, which is 21 days ago now, I think my bill comes out the last day of every month, it went up to £111. Then the next day, the next day they said I was £66 in arrears already, even though I paid it direct debit. I didn't know, it just happened. Scammers on the chat, mods on it, awesome. Yeah, and yeah, £66. So what I done, I thought, right, that's enough, because this is going up all the time. It's out of my control. They're just taking money out of my account. I don't tell you they're going to do it, they just do it. You check your bank statement, oh my god, OVO have just taken all of its money out of my account. All right, so I cancelled my direct debit instantly. The very next day they took £66 out, even though I cancelled my direct debit. Now, like I said, it takes around 4 days for a direct debit process to actually be counted. All right, so the cheeky buggers, what they've done is they robbed £66 from me again the very next day. And I phoned them up today. So basically I'm giving them like 10 days notice to say I've cancelled my direct debit, which they are aware of now. And I said, I am going to be giving you my meter reading, and you are going to be giving me a bill based on what I've actually used. And it wasn't until the gentleman on the phone said, sir, you have a smart meter. You are only paying for what you are using. You are not being charged any estimates. You're only being charged for what you're actually using. I didn't think about this at the time, but I thought about this after the conversation on the phone. And I said to myself, surely every single month, my electricity usage is going to be different. So why am I getting charged the same sort of money every single month? Even though, so then I thought maybe it is estimated. I don't really know. So either way, I cancelled it, okay? So what it's done is it's given me 10 days to think about that decision. Now, I've looked into this elsewhere, and some people say if you cancel your direct debit, you run the risk of missing out on the government £66 a month going towards that to sort of take it down. You won't get that because it only works with direct debit. Can you see the control on this already. Okay, so yeah, absolutely bonkers, insane. And all I'm doing for myself is I'm buying myself time. I might choose to go back to direct debit and carry on paying, but I really do need to get my skates on. I don't know where I'm going to get the money, but I need to get an off-grid solar setup, okay? Because we just can't afford to pay that money as it's going up, all right? So just letting you guys know, if any of you people have had similar experiences, you've probably been putting it in the chat already. I haven't been reading the chat because I've been talking to camera. So yeah, we are having similar issues with OVO right now, some which includes them installing a dodgy false meter. Oh wow. So yeah, I don't know where I stand legally because I'm a tenant. I don't own the property. Whether I have the right to get my smart meter changed to a normal meter, I don't know. If anyone knows, can you whack it in the chat? That would really help. Sonny, hey, good to see you all the way from the US of A. Oh, God bless you, my dear. Thanks very much for that donation. That really, really helps for all the amazing content. Heart, heart, heart. Sonny, I love you, honey. That's brilliant. Seriously, thanks for that. It really does help. That's amazing. You guys, really, really cool. What's that in big red? Tactical, you have PayPal. Oh, man. Oh, let me see. Al, really? Are you serious? Dude, thank you so much for that generous, oh my days, that generous donation. That's insane. Wow. I can't actually go into my PayPal account. I can only look on email, and I'm seeing it here. So Al, who else? Elizabeth. Who else? Stuart. Happy birthday. Oh wow. It's not my birthday, but wow. Awesome. You guys, honestly, I don't know what I can say. You guys are awesome. I'm serious. Well, it's got me a bit in a kisser there. Do you know what? I'm going to need that bloody drink soon. Al, you're an absolute legend, and everyone else is donated. It really helps. Okay, seriously. So yeah, that was my story on the energy crisis, how it's directly affecting myself and my family. And I know some of you guys were looking at the chat real quick are getting similar things. And yeah, apparently you're a legend. Al, you're a legend too. We're a couple of legends. One day we should meet up, sir, and have a nice drink. How about that? Definitely. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, apparently my direct debit now, right? Guess what? So I said to him, okay then, so I cancelled my direct debit 21 days ago, right? Can you tell me how much, based on what I've used in 21 days, and you can see my smart meter reading right now. By the way, can you tell me what it says on my smart meter? I've got him to read it out. I've already wrote it down and it was the same. Okay, so that works. The smart meters are accurate. They do have that information there. That's proven fact, right? So I said to him, okay, how much have I used? And bearing in mind, we've been using minimal. We've been having the lights off most of the time. We've been using bare minimum, okay? In 21 days for a tiny, and some guys, not many, have been to my house, right? Seen how small it is, right? So 21 days, guess how much electricity I've used through that smart meter? £170 in 21 days. That is bloody scary. I don't know how we're going to pay it, but yeah, it's absolutely ludicrous. It's a crime. And when you also consider the amount of profit that these energy companies are making, it's absolutely well out of order. Okay, so because I'm reading out all of these reports, it's going to culminate in this civil unrest, civil war scenario. Okay, it's all adding up to that. So if you started this live stream from the beginning, thanks ever so much. If you stay right to the end, you're going to get the whole answer. All right, so yeah, credit to you guys who are staying for the long haul of the live stream. Now, right, okay, I'm going to say this very, very carefully. Okay, Jeremy Hunt. Sorry. I know. How did he, when he ruined the NHS and he's ended up in the job that he's doing now, Jeremy Hunt. Oh, I'm really sorry about that. Right. That guy, I'm not going to say his name anymore because I want to ram that right into his nose until his nose comes out of his a-hole. Okay? For Uncle Jeremy. All right? Listen, Uncle Jeremy, there is no such thing as 100% security. That's all I'm going to say. Some of you guys are laughing. Man, true though, isn't it? What a guy. No, apparently the government proposed a cap of £2,500. I mean, can you imagine that as a cap? And most people can't afford that every year for their energy anyway. But they've set that really stupid high benchmark for that. Now, guess what? Thanks to our friend Jeremy, that cap expires in April. Okay, so when you've heard that term, kicking the can down the road, that's exactly what they're doing. And they, the shadow government, right, whoever's doing all this, right from the very top, no, the government's not in charge. In case you didn't know, they really are not. Okay, I mean, look at the girl, 44 days, out she goes. Bye bye. Watch your ass on the way out, honey. Oh yeah. So yeah, so that is 5 months away, right? So that cap is going to go. Now, how scary is that? Now, Ofgem, do you remember our lovely friends Ofgem, who are supposed to monitor the energy in the UK? Their price cap jumped from £1,971, and they're proposing the price cap to be £6,000. Yeah, £6,000. So yeah, that is food for thought right there. So energy prices are going freaking mental, and it's a bloody scary thing. The UK is facing a 73% rise in gas and electric from April after the government's cap ends. All right. So basically, you're looking on average of £4,350 per household average energy bill for the year. Hands up who can afford that, and it's not going to make a difference. There you go. Richard Wild, thank you very much for that kind donation, sir. Chris Lee, bro, here he is. Keep up the good fight. I'm sorry it's not much, mate. Honestly, it's every single penny really helps. Even if it's like £1, it's absolutely awesome. Okay, really, really is. I hope it helps a little. Oh, Chris, if I remember, I might need to whiz you an email or so about some graphics, okay? But if you're busy and you can't do it, that's fine. It's just, it's just something that I'm looking into, all right? Because the website's moving along and I need to get stuff updated. So, Chris, if you can help, just tick a thumbs up on the screen. Yeah, go for it. You're a star. Okay, mate. Look out for an email drop soon. Right, here it is on the energy theme as well. We go on to money next, okay? UK Prepper, thanks for that donation, supporting a fellow content creator during these hard times. Now, that's a beautiful thing. Awesome. I've done the same with Alaska Prepper. I've donated on his channel. I've donated to Weapon Collector as well. So what money I do get, I get some of that and I bump onto other people as well. So we're trying to help everyone, okay, just to stay afloat, because we are treading water right now and it's not easy, okay? Some of us, unfortunately, are going to sink. It fire's looking good. What we got now, 300 degrees. Yeah, feels like it. Right, Martin Lewis. Now, who knows Martin Lewis? Most of us have heard the name Martin Lewis here in the UK. If you're overseas, okay, Martin Lewis is basically fighting, is getting information out there all over the UK about the truth about energy and financial matters for the consumer, all right? I'm not sure if it's controlled opposition. I haven't really looked into that, but a lot of people do really hang on what he says. And here we go. Mr. Tuttle, brother, hope all is well. Love USMC. Awesome. Martin Lewis says most people can expect their energy bills to double. struggling as it is. It's like winter. Can you see where this is going? It's really serious. I'm not fear-mongering, not fear-porn. This is fact. Okay? So, yeah, so basically the £66 a month, which the government are going to be paying, then it's going to be going up to £67 a month up until March. But guess what? You only qualify for that if you are paying for your energy via direct debit. So, if you don't think by now that this is all planned, you seriously need to get skates on. Okay, I'm not bloody joking. I'm not pulling your chain. I can't pronounce that. It's a big long word. It ends in Dulham. Thanks very much for that donation, sir. That's absolutely awesome. Really, really appreciate that. And yeah, obviously, if you can't donate on here, but you can on PayPal, there's links below the video. And some kind people have already donated to help to the cause as well. That's absolutely awesome, by the way. So yeah, now we're going on to money. Scottish Urban Prepper. Much love up in Scotland. Right, yes, honey. Yes, great. Cheers. You're going to laugh at that, I know you are. And I love making people smile. That's why I've done it. Scottish Urban Prepper is another guy who's getting information out in the UK. We need more, okay? There's only a few of us doing this. In America, there's loads, obviously. So, yes, who has heard of the IMF? Most people have, but if you haven't, they're the International Monetary Fund, okay? It's an organisation which come from, well, I'm not going to go into that. We'd be all like just talking about that, okay? So let me just say they're unelected, all right? So they have warned on Tuesday this week, right? So very recent, only a few days ago now, they have warned that the UK will face a much higher inflation rate, higher than other similar economies, okay? So they have warned that the UK is going to be the highest. Don't forget they're the International Monetary Fund, global. They've put the UK to be the highest, right? So the UK is going to be suffering the most with inflation and things like that, okay? So don't forget, like I said, the 4th of November is a very important date, okay? Lots of things are going to change from that date. But also in America, you've got the elections and stuff. So yeah, November is going to be bonkers. October, I've dubbed this as the dark month because it's getting darker early and lots of people can't afford their energy, so they're turning the lights off. That's why I've been calling it the dark month. November is going to be nightmare month. And we're going to be doing live streams throughout November as long as we can, all right? Like I said, this is all donation based, and I'm going to try my best to just keep going, okay? I might just have to stop all this and get a job. I hope to God I don't. I really need help. So, yeah, the economies. So they say by the end of 2023, okay? So they're already set in play, in motion, all right? So starting from the 4th of November, things are going to change financially here in the UK. Fact. Now, if you don't believe me, you wait till the 4th of November and you see what happens on that day, all right? Don't forget that day. So that's going to start from them and go to the end of 2023. The IMF have warned. Now, warned is a strong term used in these ways that they put information out there. So it's going to be a higher inflation than any other economy, similar economy, okay? So yeah, the only one country that's going to be higher than the UK is Slovakia, which is bizarre. So I've already been guessing that some guys, I'm hoping it's not that many, were probably saying in the chat just in the last few moments there, oh, it's because of Brexit. If we stayed in the EU, we wouldn't be in this mess. Well, let me tell you, sir, that's absolute bull crap. All right? That's bull crap. That Brexit thing, that is the biggest scapegoat bloody smokescreen for like a couple of years now, right? It's nothing to do with Brexit, right? Nothing is, right? So yeah, there you go. Slovakia, they're in the EU and they're going to have a higher one than us. So don't give me that Brexit BS, all right? So yes, also, oh, look at that. The Bank of England interest rate is currently at 2.25%. Expect that to change, like I said, on the 4th of November. Very important date. Also, moving along then, this is like, I said this, I think it was 3 live streams ago. I can't quite remember because there's been a lot of similar information being released from myself in the last 4 weeks, okay? I can't remember exactly, but I did say it. The UK currently is stocking up on candles regarding power cut fears this winter, as mentioned in a live stream 3 weeks ago. So yeah, like I said back then, get candles, okay? Get as many candles as you can. Obviously, you want to get the longer burn time for the smaller amount of money to make it more economically viable, all right? What you don't want to do is to get loads of them little tea lights that are that big, because when you light them, 20 minutes, they're gone, okay? They won't last long at all. What you could do, if you worked out the weight of that compared to other candles, you could, again, they've got you by the nuts. You can use energy to melt them down and make it into one bigger candle, but again, you're using energy to melt it to create that, costing more money. So you really got to think about this now. Alfred LaRock, I love that. Is that a rapper name? That's kind of cool. Right. If I can afford a $100 super chat next week, will you order an American beer to drink on the live stream? Beers of Europe. That's absolutely definite. What you could do is that's an amazing thing to do. Wow, Mr. LaRock, that is so cool. If you want to name the beer, and I will get that beer, all right? Or if it's just an American beer, that's fine. Oh, dude, you guys are awesome, seriously. So yeah, we're going on to the weather right now. The weather now. How many times have you heard me and others, right, say that a lot of people are expecting this winter here in the UK to be a really bad winter, all right? Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, everyone says that every year and nothing happens. Yeah, of course. But let me tell you this much. I spoke to a neighbour a few miles away. Oh, I seen 4 minutes to beer o'clock. Faye, you're an absolute star. Hello. Hello. You be a good boy now. You sit down there. Not much longer to beer o'clock at 9 o'clock. So, yeah. I spoke to a neighbour about a mile or so away. That's my nearest neighbour up here, right out in the sticks. And she said she's been here for donkey's years, and she remembers 3 really bad winters where the snow drifted over their front door. Okay, so yes, we do get bad winters. You might not get bad ones in cities and towns, but when you're out here in remote rural areas, right, not near a little town or something, we're right out in the mountains, okay, and we're like 1,100 feet above sea level. We're exposed on the mountains, and yes, we do get real bad weather out here. Paul the Plaster, good job. Hey, sir. Awesome. Thanks very much for that donation, sir. That really, really helps. So, yeah, the UK apparently only just weeks away from a major Arctic blast, and the UK has been put on a snow warning. Some patterns seen are almost identical with the Beast from the East in 2018. Expected as early as mid-November. Matthew McNell, it's good I've got hunting lurchers as one is a bull mass. Lurchers, absolutely. Now, let me tell you this much. Lurchers in the countryside, they go together like cheese and pickle, okay? Lurchers are awesome. Man, I'll bet you're, I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl, but I'll bet it's fast, all right? We got a couple of the farmer lads down there, and when they let theirs off, oh my, I've never seen nothing like it. It's literally just find a GPMG tracer round downrange. Whoa, insane. Absolutely. Yeah, we got a minute away from Drinky Poos. So yeah, there's just more reports coming out about this bad weather that's coming, okay? So there is, someone was saying polar vortex. Now, if you look down directly down on top of the planet, the North Pole, it's all a big blue area, and when you get that vortex going around, sometimes it spits out and you get cold blasts coming down to certain parts of the globe. Okay, now I remember back in 2018 there's a lot of people in North America that suffered this. Now, if any of you guys, I know some of you guys in America right now are in the chat, if you can put on there what you experienced in the Beast from the East back in 2018, that winter. Oh, I just seen another big yellow thing. I couldn't miss that. It's the grand solar minimum, cold. There you go. Research the truth. I 100% agree with that statement, okay? The grand solar minimum. If you guys haven't looked into the grand solar minimum, you really need to look, all right? Forget about all this horse crap about climate change. It's all down to us. No, it's the sun. It does it in cycles every certain amount of years. Exactly the same things happens here on planet. Right. Thanks, everyone. You've just reminded me it's time for you know what. And today we've been talking about money, weather, the police, food, energy. We're not talking about religion. Now, I choose not to talk about religion because mainly it causes lots of arguments. So here, to represent the religious non-category on tonight's live show, we have Bishop's finger. All right. So Bishop's, there you go. Bishop's finger. So what we're going to do, I think we're going to open this, don't you? There you go. Cheers, everybody. It's 9 o'clock. If you haven't got a drink, get one. You've got time. And all I'm going to say to all of you wonderful people out there watching this live stream all the way around the world, including my dad. I know you're watching. I love you, Dad. Cheers. Sweet baby Jesus, that's a good drink. Bishop's finger, everybody. Real drink. But yeah, I'm going to try and get an American one. I mustn't forget that. Let's put that down there. Woohoo! So well done, everybody. Everyone's getting the drinky poos in. That's awesome. 1,254 people in the chat. You guys are amazing. If you can hit that thumbs up, that really helps. And yeah, there's donation stuff on PayPal, links below. Oh, speaking of that, let me see while people are having a drink. Awesome. Now, this is the second time. Siraj Mohammed, you, sir, are a scholar. Thanks for all your hard work. You're absolutely welcome, my friend, and thank you very much for supporting the cause, okay? Because, like I said, without donations, I don't know, I might just have to do something else for a living, but it's helping. That's what I can say. You guys are bloody amazing, okay? So, yeah, right, where do we get to? The weather, right, here we go. So, yeah, basically, you're looking at what happened in 2018. A lot of people are saying that very similar weather patterns leading up to that event in 2018 are almost identical. So you can pretty much assume that it could be coming our way again, all right? So yeah, we're talking very cold temperatures, very rapid, okay? Now, I really do feel for the homeless at this point because they haven't really got shelter, all right? So when you're being exposed to those environments, like I teach when I do my prepper and survival courses, all right, I do go into depth about core body temperatures, hypothermia, hyperthermia, all of that, okay? It's very, very important that you understand that you maintain your core body temperature, which is 37.5 degrees at all times, no matter what, all right? So yeah, incidentally, if anyone is interested in coming along to the prepper and survival courses that I do here in the middle of Wales, all right, if you can hit me an email, the email link will be below the video, funkyintel@outlook.co.uk, I think. But check the link, it's down below, okay? I've got a course coming up this Monday, Tuesday. I've got another course booked in on November. So any people that really need to come along on the course, if you want to do group bookings as well, absolutely fine. Hit me up an email and we'll tailor any course that you need to get you exactly what you want. So all the time, that's working fine until the website finally gets done. So yes, the weather, yes, colder weather equals higher demand on energy, all right? Basic common denominator there, all right? So also there has been a massive uplift in the last 10 days of hot water bottles, believe it or not. Here we go. John, you're an absolute legend. Pulled over just to say, keep up the good work, brother. John, you're an absolute legend, and please drive carefully, mate, okay? The weather's atrocious down here, all right? So if you're tired, mate, just have a kip, yeah? I love you like a brother, you know I do, and I really appreciate that. You're an absolute star, seriously. Sales in hot water bottles are at an all-time high. Like I said in a few live streams ago, these are the items that you need to get now or before already. Hot water bottles, blankets, candles, anything to keep warm. Because if your power goes off for whatever reason, okay, for whatever reason, at least you can keep warm. What you don't want to do is not have anything ready or prepared, and you could literally freeze to death. It's going to be that cold. So some of these people are saying, right? Absolutely bloody scary. So let me see, I'm just going through that. 1, 2, right, okay. So now we have reached the part of the live stream where it gets serious, if it wasn't serious enough, all right? So let me reiterate what I said at the start of the stream. Today I spent 2.5 hours personally chatting to a good friend of mine who is current serving police officer, okay? I've also been chatting to another current serving police officer online in a different part of the UK, and they are both saying pretty much the same things, all right? Well, it's a bit bloody scary. So some of you guys think, yeah, nothing's going to happen. No, listen, these are police, right? Professional bodies on the front line every day for years, and they know things change, and they have seen things changing. And what they told me, and they said I can share this on the live stream, but do not under no circumstances tell people where these officers are and what their names are. Absolutely fine. OPSEC, 100% all the way. So you guys, I know you're watching on the stream. So we are talking about what I was told today, okay? Now, I'm not sure if the public are aware of this, but PTSD rates are absolutely at an all-time high, okay? Post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, ever since 2020, when the issue happened, right? Can you put yourself in the shoes of an average police officer? Can you imagine what that must have been like and what it's like now, okay? Especially as we're heading into, is it cough and flu season? I forget what they call it, but they call it some stupid thing, all right? Flu season or something. So yeah, can you imagine putting yourself in them officers' shoes, knowing what we know and believing what we believe, but still having to enforce that BS? Yeah, so coincidentally, with that being said, PTSD for most officers, they said 100% of all officers have it. It's gone like this. Seriously, okay? Threshold of a dream. Keep on keeping on. Much love from Wiltshire. Wiltshire, I love Wiltshire. Beautiful county. And thanks very much for that donation. That really means a lot. I appreciate that. So, antidepressants are massively being prescribed now to officers currently serving. What's his? Matthew McNeil. What about oil lamp? I've got one. Yeah, absolutely. Get paraffin lamps like I've done on my little off-grid series. If you haven't checked them before, go to my YouTube channel, go to the playlist, and it'll say off-grid mini series. Fill your boots. There's loads of info about how you can keep warm and get energy that way for very little money. All right. So yeah, antidepressants, high caffeine drinks, okay, are going through the roof. Lots of them are reporting to having nightmares at night time and waking up. Lots of people are booking time off for stress, okay, so they're so stressed out, they're booking loads of time off. So that's crazy. So lots of the older police officers, okay, they are leaving, okay. They've got to the age where they can either carry on down their career ladder, or they're going, do you know what, it's getting so bad, I've done 20 odd years, I'm leaving now. I've had it up to here with the rules and regulations that the so-called government are pushing out there, okay? They've just had it up to here. The more experienced older officers, on the whole, are leaving, right? So that's due to austerity and basically, like we said in the last live stream, a very low recruitment intake, okay? So the amount of young people joining the force have really, really dropped big time. I mean, how many people would want to be a copper right now in this day and age? Extremely, extremely difficult. And like I said, that backs up the PTSD, which has gone through the roof, antidepressants, arguments with family, stress, working long shifts, booking time off because of stress. That is common throughout the force. Based on what these two guys, they've moved around and what they've experienced and what they're hearing from fellow officers, and lots of them chat with officers that have been transferred, they still keep in contact and they're finding out what they're experiencing, their units in different parts of the country, and it's all the same. It's all the same information. So I don't know if the public are aware of this, and I don't even think I should be saying this. I'm not sure if I should, but they said it's fine. The public need to know, so I'm saying it now. Okay. So there's a shortage of PSU. Now, who knows what PSUs are? If you don't know, they're police support units. Okay. Now, police support units, they basically cover like riots, public order, you know, with the batons and the shields and the helmets and all that sort of things. Okay. There's 3 levels, level 1, 2, and 3 in the PSUs within the police force. Okay. So level 1 is the highest level. So you're talking full riot gear. Okay. So from toe to their helmet, full everything. So we're talking mass riots, big civil unrest issues. Them level 1 PSU officers are there. Okay. And every time they got to do a test, they've got to run 1 kilometer with all their kit on with a certain time limit. So you're extremely fit and extremely strong. Okay. And then it goes down to level 2. So that is your basic public order level. Okay. So just to sort of fill in any spaces where the experience, where the meat, where the muscle is, right at the front where the level 1 officers are. Okay. Then you've got your level 3 tier PSU officers. Okay. So basically they just do like a half-day course to be trained in very basic, you know, just chuck them in if there's literally no one, just to help. All right. So yes, those levels of officers are dropping. Most of them were experienced ones, which are leaving now, leaving a big shortfall in those speciality units within the police force. Okay. So on March the 31st, 2022, right? So that's this year, 2022, the 31st of March, there was, now I don't know what it's going to be like now, bearing in mind lots of officers are leaving and not many recruits are joining. So this number could in actual fact be lower than higher. Now, I'm saying that this is on government figures, which I found out this afternoon during my research, right? 142,526 current serving police officers in the entire United Kingdom. 142,526 officers. That's across the whole of the UK. So if you base the UK population at 80 million people, okay, because let's face it, there's 1,000 immigrants coming into this country every single day, and it's not being talked about, but it is. It's insane what's going on. Okay, if this come out in the media, can you imagine the bloody level of stress and the outrage and all the rest of it? But it's kept under wraps. The numbers are fudged. It's around about 1,000 people every single day coming to this. So yeah, it probably is around 80 million people on the UK islands right now. Okay, so if you was to have that 80 million people number in mind, that equates to 561 people against 1 police officer. Let that sink in. 561 people to 1 police officer. And yes, I know, out of that 561 people, you're going to have elderly, disabled, mentally imbalanced, you're going to have children, but there's still a lot of people against 1 police officer. And that police officer is stressed, sick of it, knackered, fed up. Military. Right. That's bloody scary. So let me see where I've put that. Right, yeah, there you go, jumping the page. Right, my mistake. Right, so April 2022. These are the latest figures that I can get because they always release them much longer after the date stated. The date stated is April 2022, land forces in the UK. At that moment in time back then, there were 950 APCs. And if any of you guys don't know what that means, it's armoured personnel carriers. Okay, so a big, heavily armoured vehicle with troops inside, 8 people give or take. Okay, Andrew G, thank you very much for that kind donation, sir. It really helps. Much appreciated. So yes, 950 armoured personnel carriers, 1,551 protected mobility vehicles. Now I don't know what they are personally. Okay, 1,139 AFVs. If you don't know, there's armored fighting vehicles, right? So warriors and stuff like that. Very similar to what we call about APCs. Very similar, but it's a fighting vehicle, so they're gonna have a gun on the top, okay, or a turret. So yes, that's what it had. So we're talking 31 regular army battalions, all right, and 16 reserve army battalions. This was back in April this year, okay. Air, of course, all military units require air assets or aerial assets. So we're talking in this case the UK Air Force or the Royal Air Force. So currently, no, sorry, not currently. This was still back in April 2022. There's 556 fixed-wing planes, for want of a better term, 287 helicopters, and guess what? 285 drones. Yes, that was about 6 months ago. Lord knows what it is now, okay? The total amount of armed forces soldiers all over the UK, April 2022, was 148,022. That was how many there were back then. So it's very, very hard to guesstimate how much it is right now. But I should imagine those who really are in the know would know that figure. It would probably be a daily updated figure. But all we've got to go by is what happened in April. 148,022 full-time regular soldiers here in the UK. Okay, so and historically, look at this. Back in 2005, right, there was 201,100 full-time regular infantry, not infantry, but soldiers here in the UK. So yeah, look at that, man. That's like that's over a 50,000 number reduction. Okay, since 2005. So in the UK in 2021, the UK was third in the global leaderboard in defence budget spending, and the UK spent £68.4 billion on defence. All right, and we're only just behind China and the US, I think. I could be wrong there. Definitely, the US has spent 800 billion. Insane. So, with all of what I've said from the start of the live stream to right now, right, trying to remember everything I've said. Now, really quick recap, all right, just to get your mind set for this. So, food, the food inflation and the prices, the food banks, okay, they're at a crisis right now, and I don't think they're going to get through the winter. Energy bills are rising every single month, and they predict energy prices to double very, very soon. All right. The IMF has warned that the UK is going to face the highest inflation pretty much on the planet. All right. The Bank of England are going to be adjusting their interest rates again on the 4th of November. Okay. The weather, a lot of people are predicting another one of those beasts from the east, or a big Arctic blast. Very much the same as in 2008 when we had record temperatures and people died because it's so cold. The police, the PTSD, and the people leaving the force, the experienced officers are leaving, and only the youngsters are in there now. The numbers of vehicles and the military, and the numbers of military people, all of that together is real, is happening right now, okay? Right on the brink of winter. You've heard that term, perfect storm, all right? So don't forget what I've just recapped on there. Keep that in your head. It's very important, all right? So now we're talking about us, you, me, the cat down the road, people that we know and love, all right? Lots of people, not everyone, but lots of people, right, are in debt or will be in debt very soon. Lots of people are hungry or will be hungry. Lots of people are cold and they will be cold. Lots of people are stressed. Lots of people are homeless already, okay? They've been... their house has been repossessed, they've been evicted, they just can't afford to pay their bills, they've lost their job, that's it, they're out, okay? They're living on the streets. The number of homeless is just going crazy. In fact, what I should have done was I should have checked if there is any latest homeless figures out there, because that's just going to compact this issue, right? So, victims of crime. So, muggings have gone up now. And in fact, I'm not going to say the name, but I got a message just before I come online. Now, this guy is a friend, right? I'm not going to say who he is, He had 500 litres of diesel stolen for his vehicle. Okay, this was yesterday. Fuel theft is going to be on the rise. Be under no illusion. Okay, so please make sure that you do your best to park your vehicle outside your house, and you make sure that your car is alarmed. Okay, so if you sleep near your vehicle, the second you hear that alarm go off, you need to just get out there and do something, because if you don't, just lying there in bed scared, you're going to have no fuel and you're going to damage your vehicle too. Okay, so that's just a very small thing. But crime, like muggings, shoplifting is absolutely through the roof. Shoplifting is at an all-time high right now. And like I said in previous live stream, I know for a fact Tesco's and other supermarkets now are employing visible deterrence, i.e. security. All right. And like I said, they're even putting stickers on cheese now. So add all this together. You need to add all this together. If you're good at maths, you're going to come to this conclusion pretty soon, right? So lots of people are lonely. Okay, so what happened, right, in 2020? Lots of people were seriously lonely and they were suffering, and lots of people are suffering right now. Let me just see, something's dropped. Oh, damn, I just pressed it. Right, sorry about that. Bear with me a sec, guys, because I don't want to miss anyone. Why does it do it? Right, sorry about this. It's gone. I don't know what happened there. Shoot. Oh, but someone's just donated, but I can't see who it is because all my emails have just gone absolutely bonkers. I don't know, why is it going like this? Focused. I don't know what that is. All right, damn, something screwed up there. But thanks for that donation, whoever you are, on PayPal. I really appreciate that. So yeah, going back to this, lots of people are lonely, right? So we're talking like people who actually live on their own, okay? Especially the elderly and the vulnerable, okay? So not everyone is tech savvy, all right? So not everyone's on social media. Not everyone can talk with friends and get help when they really need it, okay? Especially like the older generation, they don't want to be a burden. They don't want to knock on the door of someone, like a neighbor, and ask for help. They will suffer in silence and they will struggle, okay? So when you're talking, when you're elderly, your blood's thinner, you'll feel the cold more, okay? And you can't afford to eat properly, you're going to be malnourished. You're going to be weaker, cold, you're going to be scared, you're going to be stressed, and unfortunately, in extreme cases, them people will just die in their property alone. Now that is horrible thought. I don't even want to think about it because it's really disgusting how humanity has come to that point, all right? It breaks my heart, to be honest. Lots of people are scared, okay? So yeah, if you're like disabled or you're on your own or you've got mental health issues, and let's face it, more people have mental health issues than most people probably understand, okay? A lot of people are scared. You know, not everyone is a 6th Dan black belt who can defend themselves. So with all of the stuff that's going on with their own eyes when they're out and about, they can feel it, okay? You can see some dodgy looking people around supermarkets and whatnot. You can feel, people sense, people aren't stupid. They can feel something's not right and they can feel danger, okay? So there's a lot of that going on. Poor health as well. Now, I myself got shot with this recently, okay? Due to get some work on tooth pain down there. And this is the 4th time that my extraction appointment has been cancelled, okay? So that's just me personally. How many people out there, you in the chat right now, have had hospital or doctor's appointments cancelled or rearranged, should we say, rescheduled? I bet you there's a lot of you people right now in the chat who were due to go to hospital this year, and the operation or procedure or appointment or whatever it is has been cancelled or rescheduled. Now, you guys watching on the replay, you watch this chat right now. The people right now are typing here, and you will see what's going on here in the UK, right? It's disgusting what's going on. So we're talking hospitals, doctors, dentists. All of the cancellations have just been insane, okay? So you add that on top of everything else that we talked about, right? So then you're talking about, I've been hearing when I sold my car, the guy who was buying the cars, WeBuyAnyCar.com, he said most of the vehicles that he got that week, I think it was 90% nearly, just under 90% of all of the vehicles there were lease vehicles, finance issues, okay? So people just couldn't afford the finance for them vehicles. They didn't own them until they paid for them. They couldn't afford to pay for them off and own them, and they had to sell them on with the finance arrangement bumped onto that company who was buying the vehicle. So a lot of people leasing the vehicles are getting them recovered as we speak right now in the UK. All right. Also, some people, if they're losing their jobs and the money's not there, they can't afford to own a vehicle. So you can't afford the insurance, the tax, the MOTs, wear and tear, any repairs, the fuel, all of that is just so expensive. And lots of people just can't afford to have a vehicle. So if you're fortunate enough to still have a job at this point, and you haven't got far to go to work, you can walk or you can use a bicycle, or God forbid, rely on public transport. Now, I've done it before. Relying on public transport to go to a job, you know, you could easily lose your job because you're late for whatever reason, or the bus don't turn up at all. You can't rely on public transport, right? Now, the government are openly trying to enforce and push this agenda, trying to get people to get electric cars. Most of us aren't silly enough to own an electric vehicle because I shudder to think how much it's going to cost to charge up an EV right now. Okay, so they're trying to get people onto public transport, and that system is already failing. All right, especially in rural areas like this. So all of that is going on, and mortgage repossessions as well. That is the untold story. Now, the UK housing market is right on the brink of a collapse. All right. If you want to find out more information about the UK housing market, please watch a good friend of mine. He also makes videos. His name's Neil. All right. If you go into YouTube and type in Neil McCoy Ward, he will break it down about the housing market. All right. So if any of you guys are currently paying a mortgage, you don't yet own your property, you really need to watch Neil McCoy Ward, a good friend of mine. And we're probably the only two big hitters here in the UK getting this information out there. So I strongly advise that you watch that if you've got interests in mortgages. All right. So yes, now we're going to go back in time to 1381, the Peasants' Revolt, or the Great Uprising. Now, if anyone doesn't know about this, right, I suggest you look into it. I'm not going to go into it all because I'm going to be here for an hour just talking about this, and it just isn't the time because I've got to end the live stream very soon. But you look into King Richard II. He was very young. I think he's 13, 14 years old at the time. Right now, they reckon there was a minimum of 1,500 people killed. Now, these people, they called them rebels. Right, so the king had his forces, and he was tracking down all of these perpetrators. And yeah, basically, the situation back then, following the Black Death or the Great Plague, right, following that, the peasants, or we would term ourselves as peasants, okay. So I would say anyone who's earning less than £30,000 a year in the UK would be dubbed a peasant back in them days, okay, based on the wealth scale of how things were back in the 1300s, right? So yes, that actually happened. Lots and lots of the country in the England rose up, and the king was that close from being topped. It got that bad, okay. He fled to the Tower of London. Yeah, I can go on to ages about this historic event, but seriously, there's probably YouTube videos about the Peasants' Revolt, okay? So look into that. Like I said, just because it hasn't happened before, it doesn't mean to say it won't, okay? So that is pretty much it. And also, when you think about lots of the stuff which isn't covered on the mainstream media, all right? So if you're new to this, it may come as a shock. Back in 2020, the amount of protests that were going on in and around London, etc., was insane. It was almost every week, sometimes every day. There was protests of thousands of people. It wasn't mentioned at all on the mainstream media. The question you got to ask is, why wasn't it reported on the mainstream? They would happily put some drag artist up there going into schools, trying to tell kids that it's okay for boys to go into girls' bathrooms, etc. They would show all that sort of rubbish on the news, but they wouldn't show the fact that there was 200,000 people on the streets of London seriously protesting, and there wasn't one sniff of that on mainstream media. You have to ask yourself, why was that the case? Surely that would have been on the news, right? No, it wasn't. And it's not just 2020, it's 2021 and 2022 as well. So get all of that, group it all together, and ask yourself, are we on the brink of a civil war in this country? Yes or no? I'll tell you what, people in this country have seriously had it up to here with being screwed left, right, and Chelsea. Okay, they are. They've had it up to here. And you can only push people so far before they go, that's it, I've had enough. And usually, historically, the moment when the majority of people say, right, that's it, I'm going to do something about this, it's usually when they've got nothing to lose. Now, most of us have possessions, okay? So we've got TVs, we've got clothes, we've got cars, nice furniture, ornaments or whatever it is, and blah, 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 okay? When you get to a point where you start to have to sell all of that just to eat and keep warm, so now you're living in an empty home, and then you think, all the money I've got left, I've got to choose whether I've got to heat my home or have some food. It gets really, really bad, and then you're going to sink to your knees and go, right, I've had enough. And I'll tell you this much, the amount of people that's going to happen to in the next 6 to 12 months will probably blow your mind. And when that gets to a point, probably during the winter time when it's really cold and really nasty and all the rest of it, and they're sick of it, then you are going to see big civil unrest going on. Usually going to be in big populated areas. In rural areas, you'll probably be fine. But yeah, you're looking at hubs. So you're looking straight away at London. You're looking at Birmingham. You're looking at Manchester. You're looking at Liverpool. You're looking at Edinburgh, Glasgow, all the rest of it, okay? Them areas, I'll tell you, it's not looking bloody good because there's a lot of poverty, a lot of fuel poverty going on, and there's a lot of suffering out there. And like I said, people will only be pushed too far. And it has happened historically where the people got pushed too far, and that's it. They got so close from killing the King of England, all right? So when you look at the Houses of Parliament and all of them crooks in there, okay, trust me, the biggest criminals anywhere in the UK wear suits and they go as an MEP in that Parliament building. One day, that's all I'm going to say. I know. Maybe I'm going to do a happy live stream one day. But no, it's based on that long conversation I had with the police, and from what they're seeing, they are seeing big changes and they can feel it. You know what I said earlier, when people feel like fear and anger and resentment and it just gets worse and worse and worse? Yeah, it's a crescendo. It's getting faster and louder. That's an allegro, sorry, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. It's bonkers. Enough is enough. There you go. People are commenting already. How many live in the UK? I reckon about 80 million. 80 million people. That's what I think. People are free to believe whatever they want. Okay. So yeah, like I said, 500 odd police officers to one person. And them police officers are not armed, not all of them. It's not looking good, right? So all I can hope for is all of you guys watching are already preparing as best they can, and myself included. Not everyone is going to be 100% prepared. No one will be. There's never enough time, there's never enough money to get exactly what you feel you need. We're just going to have to do our best with what we've got and help each other. That's why I do these live streams, because you guys can meet up in the chat, and some of you guys like to hook up as well, which is awesome. And it's good for like-minded people to meet up in a cafe and have a chat, and they form little groups. That is growing as well. The amount of emails that I get, that people that have met up in the chat, and yeah, there's groups of people forming now, doing communities, right? So it's good to see. So I've got to call it a night. Thanks ever so much to everyone who's taken part in this chat. Okay, it's been well over 1,200 people for most of the stream, which is absolutely amazing. Okay, the moderators have done an amazing job, and thank you so much for moderating, you guys. Honestly, without you guys, I probably won't be able to do it, if I'm honest, because it would just be awash with arguments and silliness, and no one wants that. Okay, obviously you're free to say whatever you want, but all I say is please be respectful. Okay, just think of it as like you're looking face to face to someone. Would you behave like that in front of someone else? You probably wouldn't. So just pretend that that is real when you're doing it on the chat. Thanks to everyone who's donated. Okay. Like I say, on the replay, people are still able to donate if they want to. The links, 2 links below the video. There's Coffee and PayPal. People often donate whilst watching the replays throughout the week, and that all helps. It all goes to the kitty so we can get by and get more videos out there. All right, it really does help in every single way. And obviously, you guys in the chat right now with super stickers and super thanks and super chat and all that sort of awesome stuff. It is brilliant. It really does make a difference. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have a drink. Happy days. Now, don't forget, live premiere tomorrow night, just before 8 p.m. here in the UK. There's something to make you smile, make you feel chilled, all right, and try not to worry too much, okay? So wicked. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.